Well, all right. It is Friday, April 19th. It is just 10 minutes after 10 a.m. here on the West Coast. I am done for the day, and I'm kind of like in shock or just didn't even, it's registered. I've been putting that I've had a no loss week every single day for the last 3 days on these videos. But I just really wasn't expecting to get to the end of the week without a loss. And I don't know how it happened, really. It kind of feels like all of a blur this past week. But yeah, 17-0 for the week was a great week. And, I'm trying to not get too excited about it because, I know I'm capable of that. There's, I know what my capability is. I know what the system can do, especially now that I'm trading the Alp Orb trade at the New York Open. As you can see, I'm 8-0 with that trade overall. Today was, again, another winner on it. So every day this week was a winner on that opening trade. And so, 5-0 for the week and 8-0 overall on my Apex accounts. So it's just really holding up exactly the way the backtesting looked to me, exactly the way I've seen Alpine Trader on his channel having success with it. So that's just really exciting. So, when I think about it and look at it, every week I'm going to have 5 trades built in, right? 5 trades for the most part can expect wins 98 out of 100 days, the way it's looking right now. So, considering that, that's 5 of the trades for the week. And then the other 12 are from my normal BS system, which I've been taking quite a few losses on in recent weeks, so the past month, whatever it's been. And so it really is nice to get a week where it's not like I'm just relying on this new opening trade that's, apparently a 98% winning trade. It's not like I'm, having a no loss week where I took that every day and got like 1 or 2 or 3 other trades with my regular system. I mean, the bulk of my trades, 12 trades, were still my regular system. And I have that set up as well every day. So it's really, I'm hoping that I'll be able to look back and say this was a turning point for my strategy and for the way I'm trading and for my ability to become successful and profitable at this. But there's been many, many, many times in my trading journey so far, trading on futures, which has been 3 years, over 3 years, where I felt like I turned a corner and then just to be smacked back down shortly after. So while I feel happy and excited for the level I've accomplished for this particular week, I also know that the market conditions were just, for whatever reason, they're in my favor this week. Market conditions change, and I got to be able to, be smart about the way I'm trading as I move through the different personalities of the market. And but I think I can have a sense of accomplishment for this week, feel good about it, know that this is what is generally possible for my strategy. I mean, sure, there's going to be weeks where I'm going to have losses. Not every week's going to be a week where I don't have any losses. But I think there's just some key things that I've done that have helped me, and just adjustments along the way. Go back and check out my live stream, by the way. I do stream live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern through approximately 12:30 Eastern. And you can always go back and hear my thoughts. I talk a lot about some of the same stuff, but I try to do it in a more condensed version here in the reviews. But there are some changes I've made recently, just in terms of being able to skip trades and not take every single entry, and have kind of a hard set of rules based on objective reasons to stay out of trades, and then a kind of softer subset of rules to stay out of trades based on my analysis, but not to be too focused on my analysis that if there isn't really a solid reason to stay out of a trade, then I'm supposed to take the trade. And finding that balance has been tricky for me. I've wavered back and forth on what I should be doing. And I think I've kind of found a good place for me. And what happens is that the opening trade has really just changed my mentality, especially this week. This week felt really just kind of calm and easy. Normally I wake up and I'm really kind of apprehensive about my first trade of the day. And, in the past I was, choosing a PA account to trade as the first trade of the day and being in the 80% strategy. It's entirely possible for a loss. And a lot of times my first trade of the day would be a loss with my system. And then I'd go on to have maybe 3 or 4 wins after that. Now with this New York Open trade, the Alpine trade, I have a totally different feeling when I wake up in the morning. I'm excited to take the trade. I've had more than enough proof that it consistently works. And so my expectation is that I'm going to have a winning trade to start the day. And so far that's been true, 8-0. Every time I've taken the trade, 8-0. And so now that's changed my perspective, because now I expect the win. I'm prepared for a loss. I know it can happen any day. Today I was actually thinking, okay, like maybe today was like a crazy overnight session. I mean, what a huge sell off when the market opened yesterday to start the session. And then the overnight, huge rip up all the way back to make a new high at the top. And so I saw this selling off late at night when I was going to sleep. And then when I woke up, I was shocked to see price up here. And I was just like, okay, today's kind of crazy. Like maybe today will be the day it doesn't work, right? But so I'm prepared for a loss. I'm prepared that if it does lose, that means I'm blowing up whatever accounts I'm trading with. And but yet again, it won. And then somehow the rest of the day just feels really calm and easy, because I know I've already got a trade in the books for the day. Today, for example, on my my open trade, this isn't the open trade, by the way, this is on my tick chart, but on the open trade, when I get to in a second, I traded 4 accounts on it. And so right after the open trade, I've got 4 accounts in the green. And so just starting the day off that way, where I'm trading multiple accounts on a trade that I feel confident is going to win 98 out of 100 times, it changes everything. And then after that point, switching over to my tick charts and trading my BS system, my typical normal system, it feels easier, because I don't feel hungry. I don't feel thirsty for a trade. I've already got one in the books. So it's multiple accounts, and then I can just take it easy and take solid setups that I believe in. And then the other thing is that I'm not letting my stop be where I've been keeping it, which was a holdover of Max Pat's system, where I've been putting my stop on my trades. And I'm adopting Alpine Trader's style of trading. So I give Alpine Trader full credit for my opening trade that I'm taking now, as well as the way I'm now treating my scalps, where I'm going to not have this. I'm essentially trading like with no stop, but because I'm using NinjaTrader, I think I have to use a stop for the ATM. That's what it seems like. It doesn't let me not use a stop. So I'm just moving the stop way far out of the way. And if the trade does go against me, I'll add a contract and try to work out of it until I can get out for a win or blow up the account. But I give him credit for that. And if you're interested in the style of trading that I'm kind of adopting here in terms of those features, go check out Alpine Trader on YouTube and watch his live streams. You learn a lot just by watching him. He doesn't teach, he's just doing his thing. And but I've picked up a lot of things that I think are helpful to me and helping my trading. And so I want to give him credit for that. And I'd just say, check him out. I'm not here to teach as well. I'm in no position to teach. I'm just trying to figure out what's going to work for me. And I've not been a profitable futures trader, and I want to be. So I'm still trying to figure out how to make that happen. And, it's starting to feel like I'm on my way. So having said all of that, I live stream every day. If you haven't seen it, check it out, 10 a.m. Eastern. Typically is around the time I start. And my strategy, for anyone that doesn't know, is my typical strategy is I look for tick charts where every second entry works for my profit target. And if there's charts that have no entries that haven't worked, then those are the charts I trade off of. I usually find 3 or 4 of them, and I will trade off of any of the charts as they show entries. Let's see. I will trade that chart until the chart has an entry that doesn't work anymore, and then I won't trade that chart anymore for the rest of the day, and I'll move on to another chart. And I try to keep you know, at least 2 or 3 charts going until I just run out of charts, or 9 or 9:30 Pacific time comes up, and then I call it a day. So I'm on the West Coast, so you know, my day, you know, starting at 6:30 for the New York Open, and then I kind of prepare myself for the stream that starts around 10 Eastern, which is 7 a.m. for me, and then I'm on till 9:30. So all right, let's get into the trades and see what we did today. All right, so the opening trade, the up or opening trade, is done on the 1 minute chart. And so this is the 1 minute chart here. And as you can see, I mean, that huge sell off when the session opened, all the news out of Iran and Israel and everything. And then what a rally in the overnight before the open, all the way back up to where the session started, made a new high, and then started selling off. And so, you know, I was unsure what that would mean for this trade today, but really nothing different than any other day this week. This trade has just worked and worked and worked, and just super easy. So there you see it. You can see my entry there and my exit. I actually got 23 ticks on this one, going for 22 ticks. You can see it would have worked for a whole lot more too. But I like, you know, that's what Alpine's been doing. I like it. It's working. It's what I've been back testing with. And I see no reason to change it in the near term. Maybe down the road, once I'm profitable, I can risk a little bit and go for more. But I really like it. And I like the trade. And I like it so much that I traded on 4 accounts today, which is the most I've traded on now. I think yesterday I did 3 contracts was the most. Or 3 accounts yesterday. Today I did it on 4 accounts. So I did it on PA6. So PA6, I did it with 1 contract since it's a 25K account, just in case I have to work out of the trade, $111. And account 36, which is the account that I got specifically for this trade only. I've traded it for 8 days. All the trades are the Alpine trade on that account. And I made $222 on 2 contracts. And you can see profit at $1,765 basically. So well on the way to just using that trade to see if I can pass that account just with the single trade every day. And as well as account 34, again, 25K account. So I traded it with 1 contract, $111. And account 29 today, traded it with 2 contracts, 50K account, $222. So I've got 2 50Ks that are about 1,000 away from passing. I've got 25K that's about 1,000 away from passing. And then I've got this 50K here, which is just shy of 1,300, or just less, well, just less than 1,300, 1,250 away from passing there. So a lot of accounts in good shape on their way. I've got 1 account that is currently in admit mode. It will renew, I think, end of next week, something like that, on the 25th maybe. And so that will renew and reset. So I have another 50K there. And so yeah, that was the opening trade of the day. I love the trade. I had this week, didn't have to work out of it one single time. It worked in my favor immediately. As soon as I was triggered, I was out of it. And, you know, so out of 8 trades, only 1 time did I have to add contracts and work my way out of it. That was the second time I ever took it on Apex. And I was in that trade for 22 minutes, added a contract 5 times and scalped out 5 times before I finally got out of the trade entirely. And so I'm 8-0, going to keep it going, keep seeing what it can do for me. So let me switch over to my tick chart and show trade number 2 of the day. All right, so here we are on the first tick chart I used for my first trade of the BS system. Again, you can just see the sell-off and see the rally, and then sell off. And, you know, of course, my open trade at the open was around here. And you can see how this happens, where, you know, the market opens, it tested the open once, it tested the open twice, got rejected, and then it couldn't even get back up to the open, and was getting rejected again. So to me, it was pretty clear that we had like satisfied the upside, and I felt pretty confident in this short here. So just zooming in here real quick, because of the multiple rejections off the opening price and then not being able to get back up there, had a second entry short. it was just really straightforward, a really easy trade to take. Took it on PA7. Now PA7, I've been digging out of the dirt for some time now. It was within 200 of the drawdown at one point, at the lowest point, and I'm just trying to build it back up. So I've now built it back up where I've got 650 in drawdown. So I'm just trading that one contract at a time. I almost feel like I should be trading another account when I trade that as well, since it kind of feels like a waste to trade one contract for $46 profit. But I also don't want to risk blowing up two accounts at the same time right now. So that's why I stuck with the one account and got 10 ticks, a little bit of slippage on that one. I'm noticing I'm getting slippage on my entries. The entries are slipping in this case by 1 tick, and then I'm getting a little bit less than my profit target. But that's just a function of the way I'm using the copier, unfortunately, to my Apex account. I'm going to live with it for now. Maybe at some point I will not use the copier and just do it directly from my account, but we'll have to see how that goes. So then switch to my third chart. And at this point, it was really starting to feel like a range day. I had a reason to think like, okay, maybe it could possibly want to retest the high. Certainly, maybe it wants to retest the low, and just wasn't really entirely sure. But what I did here was I had found this level of support. And so what I liked here is had a very clear level of support that was holding, and I had a first entry long here, and this was a second entry long that engulfed. Make this a little bit bigger. And traded this on PA8. And again, just giving me extra confidence. I had reason to think that maybe at the very least it would retest the lows here. So I was a little concerned that I would get in on an engulfing bar and it might just turn against me, satisfy this retest of the low, and then maybe go back up. And so what I'm doing now is, like I said, I'm just not putting my stop below these swings anymore. That's a holdover from the Mac Pat's system strategy. And so I'm just going to take these accounts. The max risk is the account themselves. So in this case, PA8, when I have a PA, I figure it's on average $200 cost to me to acquire the account between the evaluations and the lifetime fee. And so if this did go against me, I would just try to add a contract and work out of it. And but it worked. It just takes kind of the indecision out of it for me, because I know, okay, well, if it does work against me, I have a second chance to get out of the trade and be okay. And so it just, I don't know, just psychologically is helping me take the trade. Unfortunately, with my copier, I did have slippage on this trade. I was going for 11 ticks. I had, on one contract, I had 2 ticks of slippage on the entry, and on the other contract, I had 3 ticks of slippage on the entry. I just called it 8 ticks. It's really, I think, 7 ticks on one contract and 8 ticks on the other. In any case, PA8, you can see I made $77 there. It's the 5th day traded on it. Still quite a ways to go. I've got about 1,800 to go for a payout. But it's all good. I'm happy with the win. And that was the last trade of the day for me. And then, from that point, let's see here. From that point, it broke out of that support level, and then it sold off. And, really, you can look at this. I showed this in my live stream, but really, it just looks like basically overall a range day, right? Just a huge, giant range day. Started at the top, went to the bottom, went to the top, and now it's basically gone to the bottom. And whether it goes back to the top or stays towards the bottom, who knows? The daily, I mean, is certainly extremely bearish and not necessarily a clear level that can hold here. I mean, maybe the top of this might be a level, or here, or down here, or, who knows? We'll see how the day finishes up. But yeah, I'm trying not to get into the business of having too much bias. I'm just taking the entries that make sense to me as they come, skipping entries that just aren't in a place in the chart that makes sense for me to take a trade, and or if I have an objective reason to stay out of the trade. And otherwise, I mean, even if you put it like this, this midline really works here as a range. So, maybe there's a failed breakout on the bottom, failed breakout on the bottom, and, but no matter where you put it, the range kind of makes sense to me today. So we'll see what happens. It's definitely a bearish looking day on the daily, and it's been overall bearish, during the session. So having said all that, that's really it. I'm just, let's get the stuff back on the screen here. Yeah, so it was a good week. I think I've put a lot of things into place to really help me. I've got a lot of tools in my tool belt now to help me kind of get over the top of the hurdle. And for anyone that's been following me for all these weeks or months, that I've struggled. I've gone to the top of the mountain, almost to the peak, and then I just fall. I've crashed and burned, and it's happened multiple times. And so, I'm just really continuing to modify and adjust, find the things that work for me, throw out the things that aren't working for me, take what I can from other people, what might be working for them, and just trying to make things my own, have my own way of trading and combining things where I can. And, maybe a 17-0 week is a sign of, of what's to come. So really, I appreciate everyone that's watching, commenting. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts, whatever you want to say, appreciate any comments. I'm happy to read them, and I try to reply to everything. So 80% discount. Don't forget to use the code. If you don't use my code, use someone's code. Make sure you use a code. Get the discount. There's no reason to ever pay full price for any Apex account ever, any time of the year. And the code will always give you the best deal at the time that you enter the code. Live streaming every day at 10 a.m. Check it out if you haven't already. Like and subscribe. I appreciate that. Been picking up some more subscribers lately, which is awesome. And I appreciate all the likes, and appreciate anyone using the code. And so today overall, if you add up all these accounts, which I don't really do, it doesn't matter. But overall, it's like an $800 day, just shy of it. If I think about it, if these were all PA accounts and I was getting an $800 a day between all the accounts, I would feel good about that. I think that could be a good base level of what's possible for me. And then as I build accounts and get to payouts, I think that can just grow exponentially over time. And so that's my plan. My plan is to keep it small ball right now, get to payouts and get more PAs, and eventually grow to 20 accounts over time, and not do it too fast. I want to start working with Apex's money, not my own, at some point. Hopefully I can get to that level soon, the way this is looking here, and then start being more aggressive. Right now I'm only trading one account, each account, one trade a day. Maybe I can do more than that. Maybe I can up the contracts on some of these and just create that snowball effect. So that's the plan. Anyway, appreciate everyone that's watching me on this journey. I'm really hopeful for what the future has to bring, but I'm also very aware that I could get slapped down on any given day. And moving forward, my max risk is the account itself. That's my risk strategy, and that's how I'm going to manage things. And so on any given day, if I get a loss, that means you're going to see me lose an account, and we'll see how that goes, because I've tried the other thing where I accept my losses with the stop loss, and it just, it's all right, but it hasn't got me to where I want to get to. So I'm going to try something a little bit different. Again, Alpine Trader has been doing that. He's had mixed success with his scalping, but really good success with the opening trade. And so I'm going to emulate that a little bit myself, and we'll see where it goes. So like, subscribe, join me on this journey, and let's see if I can go from unprofitable trader to profitable trader. Whatever happens, I'll show it here, live streaming every day. Again, the only trade I don't live stream is the open, just out of respect to Alpine. He doesn't do it, so I'm not doing it. If he ever starts showing that trade on his live stream, then I will too. All right, I think I've said it all. Have a good weekend. Hope you had a good trading day and a good trading week. And let's see what's to come for us all next week. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here.